So you're PCSing to Hawaii and you're wondering, how bad could it be? Well, in this video, we're going to cover all the pros and the cons of being stationed out here in Hawaii. Now, this is an updated video, so make sure you stick to the end to get all of the other new things that we've just updated in the 2023 update. See you on the other side. All right, guys, like I mentioned in this video, we are going to cover the pros and cons of being stationed out here in Hawaii. You probably found this video because you just got your orders, and congratulations, you're coming out to Hawaii. But there are some things you need to be aware of when it comes to living out here. So we're going to cover all that, but before we do, if this is your first time here, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed real estate agent and have been for nearly a decade, helping service members like yourself with buying, selling, and investing in real estate out here in Hawaii. With that being said, if you got any value out of this video, if you guys could do me a huge favor, smash that like button as well as click the subscribe and notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. And if you want to reach out to me, you got some questions, you need some boots on the ground, I got you. I got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms right here. With that being said, let's jump into the pros and cons of being stationed out here in Hawaii. Pro number one, great weather. Now, obviously, we're in Hawaii. We're going to have some of the best weather that you can find in the nation. It's generally going to be 70 to 90 degrees every single day, sunny, warm water, and blue skies. Now, every once in a while, we'll get some rain that comes and goes. You get a little rainbow that says goodbye to you as the rain passes, and that's about it. So that's definitely a huge pro, is that if you want to get a tan and have a good weather living lifestyle, this is the place for you. Pro number two, lots of outdoor activities. Now, with that great weather comes lots of great opportunities to enjoy the outdoors. So there are plenty of things that you can do for free, also paid, but lots of things for free, where you can go hiking, you can go diving, you can go surfing, you can go paddling, you can jump on a boat, enjoy yourself, go fishing. There's so much that you can do out here because the weather is so inviting that there are tons of things you can do for free and some things you can pay for, but lots of outdoor activities. Pro number three is military base amenities. Now, on this island, we pretty much have every single branch you can think of, and with each one of those branches, we have tons of bases. Now, with these bases, you get a lot of great amenities. Of course, you have the commissary where you can buy things for a lot cheaper without taxes. And on the base just down the street from my house, we have the Marine Corps base, which has one of the most beautiful beaches on the island that is only for military members or people who are sponsored by a military member, as well as Kaneohe Clipper Golf Course, which is absolutely stunning, as you can see in this video right here, as well as a bowling alley, some restaurants, and things like that. So you do get a lot of amazing amenities on these military bases. So that's definitely a huge pro. Pro number four is BAH increase. Now, when you get PCSed, if this is your first time, let me just tell you that the government is going to pay you, if you live off post, BAH. That stands for Basic Allowance of Housing. So they're going to give you money to basically rent a place, or if you're savvy, you will purchase a place and use that BAH to pay your mortgage payment. Now, you only get that if you live off post, but because it's a little bit more expensive out here in Hawaii, they're actually going to give you a significant increase in what your BAH is. And you can leverage that BAH, of course, to buy a home, which I highly suggest doing, or you can rent a place. And if you're savvy, you can rent a place and basically, rent some of the other rooms or split it with some buddies and pocket some of that BAH. So that's also a huge benefit if you want to properly leverage that. Additionally, because you're in a section of the world which is technically overseas, you're also going to get COLA. That's going to be an additional payment on top of your BAH, which is a huge benefit. If you want to get an idea of what your BAH would be based on your ranks and your dependents, I have a link down below that will give you a general idea of what you can expect in regards to payment. Pro number five is appreciation of homes. Now, if you're savvy and you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to leverage my VA loan, 0% down, some of the lowest interest rates you can find, as well as use my BAH to pay my mortgage payment. I'm going to buy a home, live in it for at least 3 to 5 years. You're going to be able to tap into some of the greatest appreciation in the nation. Out here in Hawaii, we see anywhere between 4 and 8% appreciation annually, and that's a great situation to be in, because if you buy a home for $500,000 and it goes up 4%, you just made 20 grand in equity. And you can imagine over 3 years, that's going to be over 60 grand of equity that you just built and can cash out on when you sell the property. So that you can only do in a great market, and Hawaii always has a very strong market simply because of economics 101. We're on an island. There's only so much space, and everybody wants to live here. You've got multiple markets to buy here. You've got the local market, you have the military market, you have the Japanese, the Chinese, and now we're seeing a lot of people coming from the tech space or remote workers that are moving over here, buying properties and increasing the value. So you really want to be on the right side of the fence when it comes to investing into a place that is growing exponentially, and that is once again why you can leverage that BAH and that VA loan to get in on the game. Also, if you want to learn more about how you can leverage that VA loan and your BAH to build a real estate portfolio and build wealth for you and your family, I have made a course with 50 plus videos that walks you right through the process. All you have to do to get free access is comment down below and send me an email, and I will send you a free coupon code so you can access to that entire step-by-step process. Pro number 6, closer to different countries. Now, this is a new one that we're adding to the list, and I'm adding it because I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, and one thing that I absolutely love is because we are in the middle of the ocean and it seems that we're very far from the mainland, we're halfway to some of the most beautiful countries in the world. If you want to go to Tahiti or New Zealand or Australia or Southeast Asia, I've found flights for $300 to $600 round trip to some of these amazing places that you may not go when you're living on the mainland. So I'm not sure if you're gonna have a lot of time off when you're working out here, but if you do, there are some great opportunities to visit some of these beautiful countries that literally are only a couple hours away and at a fraction of the price that if you were on the mainland. Pro number 7 is low property taxes. Now, if you are savvy enough to go purchase yourself a property, you can know that yes, everything in Hawaii is expensive, but one of the cheapest things and actually the lowest in the nation is our property taxes. Now, the property taxes now in 2023, of course, talk to your CPA, are 0.27% of the assessed property value. Assessed property value is different from what it actually is worth or what it sells. It's usually lower than the actual market value, but that's generally what you can expect in property taxes for your property. Pro number 8 is amazing foods. Now, out here in Hawaii, we are quite the melting pot, so you can find yourselves indulging in a lot of great foods, whether that's, local foods, plate lunch, whether you're getting Japanese, great sushi out here. There's some great Thai food places. Basically anything and everything that you can possibly think of, we have everything out here because it's such a melting pot. And pro number 9, and this may be a pro for certain people and a con for others, but nothing is too far away. Basically, if you go from one side of the island to the other side of the island, it's generally only going to take you about an hour. I always say that anything and everything, depending where you are, is about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. So if you want to go to the North Shore from the east side, it's going to take you an hour. If you want to go to town from the east side, and I'm saying that because that's where I'm living, it's about 30 minutes. Everything is pretty close. Nothing is too far. Now, this can be a con for certain people. Some people like to drive a lot, but for me, I like to get where I want to go to without it taking too much time. So I think that's a huge pro. Okay, that was a lot of pros. Now let's get into the cons. Con number 1, no seasons. So like I said, we have great weather, but if you're looking for snow, if you're looking for that fall weather with the leaves changing, you ain't gonna get it out here. All you're gonna get out here is blue skies, sunny days, sometimes a little bit of rain. You're not gonna get much seasons. It's pretty much hot and nice all day, every day out here in Hawaii. So if you're looking for seasons, ain't gonna find it here. Number 2 is traffic. The infamous traffic in Hawaii, specifically Oahu, is gonna generally be from the hub. That's gonna be from Honolulu outward or Honolulu inward, depending on what time of the day is. Now, the rush hour time is generally between 7 and 9 in the morning going to Honolulu, and then basically from 3 to 6 going away from Honolulu. Now, depending on where you're going, it could take you 30 minutes to 2 hours. It really just depends on where you're going. So what I would highly suggest is use Waze or Google Maps and basically plan out where you'd be driving to if there's certain areas you're interested in those rush hour timelines, so that you can actually get a better understanding of what your drive would be if you had to beat your way through that traffic. Now, if you're coming from LA or New York or certain areas where, the traffic's already really bad, it's pretty comparable. It's actually not as bad as some of those other areas, but it is something you're gonna wanna look into if you're not used to dealing with traffic. Con number 3 is it's expensive. And what I mean by that is pretty much everything other than property taxes. Everything is pretty much expensive, and that's because they need to ship everything in. So if you're buying food at the grocery store, which I would highly suggest going to Costco, local places tend to be a little bit more expensive. It's going to be more pricey than on the mainland. When you're buying gas, generally gas is going to be a little bit more expensive. Housing, rent, or buying is going to be more expensive because, once again, we're on an island. So everything is more expensive, whether it's the economics of there not being that much space or the economics of understanding there's an added cost to getting goods here. It's just going to be more expensive. Con number 4 is it's a bit harder to see your family. Now, once again, we're on an island. We're surrounded by water. You can't just get in your car and drive to the next state, the next county to see your family. So what I have found is that a lot of people reach out to me and be like, hey, I'm going to come and visit you. They generally never come because they can't find the time or the money to actually come out here. So you'll probably find yourself actually going to your family on the mainland if you need to visit them. But just know that it's a little bit more challenging to see your family when you're out here in Hawaii. Con number 5 is post-housing limitations. Now, If you are planning on living on post, make sure that you get on that waiting list as soon as possible. Depending on how many military members are shipping out during that PCS season, there could be a short or a long waiting list, and sometimes they won't even allow you to get on there depending on your rank and that waiting list. So it's important that if you are planning on living on post, that you get on that waiting list as soon as possible because there are limited spots. Con number 6 is moving your pet out to Hawaii. Now, if you have a fur baby or a feather baby, whatever kind of pet that you have, just know that Hawaii is a rabies-free state. So there is a lot of things you need to do before you move your pet over here. I have a video right here that goes over the step-by-step process on how to move your pet over. You're going to need to plan accordingly. It's going to take a minimum of about 3 months from when you actually go through the process of filing the paperwork, getting the shots you need, getting the blood tests you need, quarantining accordingly, and getting your pet here. You're going to want to do those things prior to shipping out here because there is that 3 month of planning that you need to do before you actually arrive if you don't want your pet to be in quarantine for 60 days at the airport. So make sure you check out that video, but that is definitely a huge con. Con number 7 is you need to ship your car. Now, of course, you can't just drive to your next post from whatever state or county that you're coming from your new PCS orders because there's a Pacific Ocean. There's no bridge that connects the two. So you're gonna have to ship your car over, and that is going to cost you money if you have more than one vehicle. The government will cover up to one vehicle, but any vehicle after that, you are gonna have to ship yourself. Now, cost is generally about $900 to $1,200 per vehicle. I've got a video right here that goes over that process, but that's something you're definitely going to want to look into if you have more than one vehicle. Con number 8 is jobs. Jobs are somewhat minimal. Once again, economics 101. There's only so much space, so many job opportunities. So if you are a military spouse and you do not have a job that's remote, you may, if you're looking for a job out here in Hawaii, may need to do that once you're here on island. You can start applying prior to arriving, but you'll find yourself that it makes it a lot easier if you're actually here on island, meeting people toe-to-toe, face-to-face when it comes to finding a job, but it can be a little difficult because there isn't a slew of options. And con number 9, and our last one, is island fever. Like I mentioned before, the pro of only having to drive an hour max to get somewhere can be great, but it also can be a con for certain people who like to do road trips and things of that nature. And one thing that I would highly suggest is if you want to avoid getting island fever, take in, enjoy, and be grateful for this beautiful chapter that you have in your life where you get to live in Hawaii and enjoy what it offers. Go swimming, see the ocean as an extension, not a barrier. Go diving, go boating, go fishing, go hiking. Enjoy everything that this island offers, and don't see it so much as you're stuck here. See it as an opportunity and a new chapter for you to create memories for you and your family while you're here. With that being said, guys, those are the pros and cons of being stationed out here in Hawaii. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. And if you got any value from this content, do me a huge favor, smash that like button as well as click the subscribe and notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. And with that being said, I'm Patrick with PatrickOnlineRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.